So what made you want to join the cruise family? Like, what had you like, wow, I really want to book that cruise? And also, like, why do you keep coming back to hang out with us?
Johnny Cadillac here, host of Caddy Chat Wrestling Talk Podcast. I was planning on going to SummerSlam one year, and then I was getting a little skeptical about how much money that whole experience was going to cost. Looking into a possible alternative vacation, hopefully a little cheaper. And I was listening to Talk is Jericho one day, and he was talking about the first ever Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, and all the legends are going to be on there, and the fact that it was the first ever cruise, I was going to have live wrestling matches on there, and then it dawned on me, I was like, this is my perfect opportunity. So I went, wasn't expecting to make any friends, and I met friends that turned into family.
So what made me decide to go on the Jericho cruise? I saw a commercial for it when I was watching Ring of Honor one night, and it just looked like so much fun. They put my two favorite things, rock and wrestling, on a boat, and you're sending me to the Bahamas too? Heck yeah, I'm all in. So I went on the first cruise in 2018, and I've been on all of them since, and what keeps me coming back is the atmosphere. It's so much fun on board. Everybody's like a big family, and it's one of those things that you can't really describe unless you experience it.
So why did I want to become a cruiser? The answer to you guys. I met Josh at WrestleMania, and we kept in contact, and a few years later the cruise happens, and he tells me how much better it is than the cruise. I listened, and I went, and he's right. This is way better than WrestleMania. I keep coming back every year now. This will be my third time coming, and no regrets at all. It's the funnest vacation I've ever had in my life. Thank you guys.
How's it going, Josh? So I've obviously been on the first Jericho cruise. I missed the fucking second Jericho cruise. That's fucking a dagger in me fucking heart. I was obviously on the triple whammy, met yourselves, and then I was on the fucking the 4-leaf clover. So, and then I've been on I was on 2 cruises before I was on the first Jericho cruise. But the first Jericho cruise, it was the fucking, like, the magic for me, the fucking wrestling and fucking rock music. I couldn't believe what I was fucking, like, this is happening, So, yeah, fucking, I've got mixed emotions about the fucking Jericho cruise, to be honest. So, yeah.
So actually, it was a former buddy of mine there, somebody I used to run with, went with him on the first boat. We were roommates, and he was the one, right, that was like, yo, there's this thing, the Chris Jericho cruise. And I said, that's awesome, but like, really, I've never been on a cruise. And just like Jamal said, I'm scared of open water. I don't do open water. Up here in the Arctic, they go whaling a lot. And one of my stand-up jokes is that, like, I literally got invited to go whaling. And I said, no, man, like, the only whale I know is from Pinocchio, and that thing eats boats like candy. Right. I'm not getting on a boat, because he showed me his boat, and it's as long as my room is. And I'm like, I'm not jumping in that with you guys. So for me to hear about this cruise, I was kind of like, okay, cool. And then my buddy said he needed a roommate. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I can make the money work. I can make this happen. So we jumped on the first boat. And that's actually in Miami, was where I met my co-host of the TDS show, Taryn and Des show, Taryn. So I actually met her the night before, or a couple nights before the boat, which is where we met up with some other cruisers, and we all just kind of became the initial stages of what would become the Drunk-Eyed Canadians.
Of course, being a wrestling fan and, Jerichoholic, obviously, you put that post out to the world, wrestling, rock and roll, comedy, on the boat. And I literally looked at that video and I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to do it, that's the one. And knowing Chris, as we know, he's a trendsetter. He does everything, thinks out of the box. I'm like, there's no way in hell I can't not miss the first one. So I was like, you know what? Sign me up. And honestly, it just took off from there.
What's happening Cruising with Kayfabe? You guys rock. I just want to say, hope all is well. Congratulations to your 50th episode on your podcast. So, talking about the Jericho Cruise, the upcoming 5 Alive. And here is your Jericho Cruise champion. Well, not the Oceanic champion like Matt Cardona, but the Jericho Cruise champion, I guess. So, yes, have I booked the cruise? Of course I have. As the biggest Jericho-holic out there, I had to be there. I have to be in this one, and I have been to all 5 of them, all 4 of them, and then heading to 5. And what made me wanted to go? Obviously, I didn't care for cruises in the beginning, but when Chris Jericho announced it in the very first time about the very first cruise, I had to be there. I had to be there just because I'm a huge Jericho fan. Whether it's wrestling, Fozzy, quarantine, podcasts, acting, you name it, he's done it. I'm doing it or getting it or whatever. I'm on board, anything. So, as I'm just excited to be out there, seeing you guys again on 5 Alive from Miami to Continental Mexico, and I'm excited to rock with you guys. Have a good time, having a blast. Congratulations on your 50th anniversary. Ah, yeah!